Hello, everyone. MC Grover Cleveland here, and you're watching Ink the Book Show. Art that only a mother could love. Hey, did you know that you can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter? And if you like his daily drawings or his work on the Bonehead comic, you can also watch his Bonehead cartoon on YouTube. The link to all these things and more can be found in the description. Furthermore, be sure to like, to share, and to subscribe to all things Wrangleshank and all things Ink the Book. Thank you. Goodbye.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hiya, it's your old pal Ryan. Welcome to the show. I've got a great program planned for you today. Actually, it's just more of the same. I'm just going to be doing sketchbook drawings, maybe something like that, maybe something different. Here's yesterday's offering. Let's see what we cook up. Oh man. So first of all, last night I found this little photo album that one of my teenage friends put together for me back when I was also a teenage guy. And I put a couple of those pictures up on the Discord last night. Cause man, you should see all the hair I have, and I'm skinny as a rake. But I don't even think those are the best pictures. I tried not to post any with my friends back then. I don't know if they would mind that sort of thing. But let me see. Yeah, those aren't even the best. I got to see if I can put some more up there. But there's one of me dancing with my girlfriend at the time, and I like, oh man, I am so shaggy headed, and I am skinny as a pole. It's I'm jealous of that guy. Now I am like twice that age, almost. And woof, what happened? Okay. What are we drawing? What are we gonna draw today? Let's see. Whatever shape is in my hat. see. Some kind of ape. In the one picture I'm wearing that I posted on the Discord, I'm wearing the first They Might Be Giants t-shirt I ever owned. And what's the other picture? The other picture, I'm wearing a bib and a hat, and I'm eating like ice cream. I believe on my birthday at Steak and Shake. My friends had me all got up. Let's see something. Okay. Speaking of my Ute, sorry, my brain, she don't work so good, you know. Speaking of my youth, I am trying to get my sister to send me. I keep forgetting to ask her about it, but I'm trying to get her to send me these videos that me and my brothers made. I'm not liking this picture, I don't think. Maybe I'll start another one. Me and my brother used to make these like sketch comedy kind of videos when I was like about 20. And they were much younger than me. But they are pretty funny, some of them. Actually, they started making them without me, and I was in art school, and I wanted to join them. So, yeah, we made some pretty funny videos. Some of them are maybe less so funny, but let's draw something else. What are we going to draw, ladies and pupas? Starting with the circle again. This seems promising. I'm going to change the course of that one. I just don't want there to be a tangent there. Let's see. Excuse me. There we go. He's a happy guy. Here, I'm going to also throw in some all right. A? Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Just a disembodied, what, I don't know, jackalope head or something. I didn't want to give him antlers because the drawing I did yesterday was an animal that normally doesn't have antlers, that has antlers. I didn't even know I was drawing something with long ears, but today, but I wasn't trying to make a jackalope necessarily, but I don't know what this is, but it's jackalope-esque. Oh, hiya. Domikyo. I remember that name. He said, sorry, it went away. Haven't been here in a while. Yeah. Welcome back. I'm still working on my comic. I'm down to the last 5 pages of it's like a 250-page book or something close to it, something like that. I'm still working on my comic Bonehead. I'm just finishing reworking those pages. But 5 pages left. I'm almost done. In the meantime, I do some sketchbook drawings on my streams. Like this fuzzy-headed, I don't know what. So yeah, finding that and actually it was because I posted something else in the Discord. I posted a picture of me holding a battle troll that I still have, that I've had for 30 years. And someone in the Discord asked if something was sticking out of its head, and I was like, "Oh no, that's just in the background. It's a ribbon on this old photo book." And it got me curious because I've looked through it a number of times over the years, but I haven't looked at it in a while, and so it got me curious, and I was like looking through it, and yeah, such cool pictures. I posted a bunch of them on my Facebook, but where a bunch of people in those pictures I thought would like looking at them. But yeah, it got me thinking about the good old days of my youth. Like when I first started hanging out with my buddy Tyler, who is now my roommate. We used to get into his car, which we called the X-Mobile, because it was like I don't know, some kind of white sedan. I don't know cars, and but it was like old, and it had this rusty X carved into the door. I don't know where from came that X, but we used to get into his car, and I remember that at least on one occasion, if not more, me and a bunch of friends and Tyler, my buddy, there was this one part in town where we would circle the block, and he would hit the gas really hard as he was going over these train tracks, and at one corner of the block, and if he hit it just right, we would get a little bit of air in his crappy falling apart car. And gee, I wonder why it was falling apart. And it would just like, and we'd hear everything in his trunk like bang around. And we would just do that over and over. It was fun. What else? We used to regularly hang at my a pair of my friends' house. They were sisters, And we'd go over there and play pool all the time. They had a pool table. And I don't know. What else? We used to go to Nick's Pub and Pizza a lot. There's a bunch of pictures of me. I don't know. There's a picture of me pointing it because they used to keep peanuts at all the tables, and their floor would be covered in peanut shells. And it was part of their quaint charm, I guess. It was kind of their shtick to have peanut shells all over the floor. And there's a picture of me. So, like, the whole thing was real rustic and wooden. Like, they had wooden floors, wooden walls, wooden tables. So there's a picture of me with a peanut, pointing at a peanut sticking in a knot in the wall. And I don't know. What is happening? What is this? Hey, I have like 9 people in here all of a sudden. A wild pile of possums has arrived. Give us trash. Get the hugs. What does that mean? Here, want some trash? You're watching it, baby. Howdy do, neighbors. You possums, you. Give me hugs, will you? Okay. Let's see. In some of the, speaking of my youth, this is something from my teen years too. It says "bite me." It's a little illegible. Oh, look, this is one of my friends from high school made this recently. It's a Mothman pin. I wear it on my little wristband that I kept from high school. I'm just thinking about my high school days now. Because I found an old photo album. So I'm drawing some kind of not jackalope thing. I don't know what. I just draw whatever falls out of my wrist. Sometimes it's something good. Sometimes it's something bad. For all you, thank you very much. It's a raid. A wild pile of possums arrived. They keep saying that. Everyone's saying that. I don't know what trash you want. Jack Water Buffalo. Yeah. I like it. Here's what I drew yesterday. I drew a hamster with antlers. And I drew this puffball head, and I was kind of compelled to draw antlers coming out of it, but I didn't want to do the same thing again. So I give it horns. I'm guessing you're new to Twitch. Relatively new. About a year. Maybe a little less. So if you like it, usually what I'm doing on here is I'm inking my graphic novel, my first graphic novel called Bonehead. I'll show this off for new people. Here's some of the latest pages. It's a 250-page book I'm working on. Meaning another channel. I'm a little familiar with raids. Another channel has ended their stream and decided to see what you're working on. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. So I'll show off my goods. This is a graphic novel I'm working on called Bonehead. I'll have to find a page with the titular character. But these are the bad guys, actually. Here's Bonehead. There's Bonehead right there with his buck teeth and his pointy head. Here he's fighting a monster. So I've got 5 pages left that I'm working on that I have to do yet of my 250 page first book called Bonehead. And it's I got another page here. So these are his buddies Mort and his girlfriend Petunia, who's a ghost, and another guy here who's an alien from planet Montana named Billy TV. So there's that. I have the rest of my pages in another room, but that's what I'm usually working on here. But in between, like having a page ready, I just work on weird character drawings. Like here's one I did a couple days ago. Get in the cupboard. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, if you like this stuff, continue to share it. Check out some videos. Not only do I stream on Twitch, it also streams to YouTube, where you can see the whole book being inked so far from cover to cover, save for the 5 pages I've yet to draw, yet to ink. This is one I did the other day of a pair of pants holding a bazooka, I guess. Oh, look, I drew this later. Land shark, I guess. Here's some doodles. Look, I did a gremlin from memory. Some kind of dragon. Another shark guy. Another land shark, I guess. Some Inktober drawings. Let's see. Trying to find a good one. And they're all on my Instagram too. So now I keep going back. Oh wait, what's that? You found cat. Oh, I see. Your cat. Trying to get into the cupboard. Found some cat treats the other day, now keeps going back. Thank you. Glad you like them. Speaking of cat, here's your cat. Oh, here's a zombie I did. A zombie head. Oh, this is one of my favorite Inktovers this year. Robot getting a rock thrown at him. That one I was laughing out loud while I drew it. Let's see. Some ants moving into a skull. Anything else? I think there's another robot here. The old switcheroo, I guess. Putting this guy's brain into a robot. Crab Claw Kid. Yeah, this one started in the middle of an Inktober, this sketchbook. There were some kind of crummy ones I did this year. Oh look, this is a Dr. Seuss type drawing. Anyway, where are we? We gotta finish this jackalope guy or whatever he is. What did we call him? I gotta look through the comments. Jack a water buffalo. Says Pepper Jack. Prepper Jack. Okay, so I'm gonna erase these pencils. Okay, I thought I erased something I didn't want to erase. Jackie Yak. Do yaks have horns? I don't know what a yak really is, I guess, off the top of my head. So under some of this fluff down here, I think I'm going to give like a little drop shadow. So it actually looks like it's on the ground and like rising up. I keep on rising up, I'll keep on rising up. Every day I'm rising up. You-dum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. You-dum ba-dum 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 ba. You-dum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. You-dum ba-dum 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 ba. You're like trying to sleep off a cocaine binge in the weekday morning bed. Okay, that's enough of that. I just realized I'm like scrolled up, so I'm not seeing the. Oh, thank you. That's me singing. What do you call it? "Rising Up" by Mike Doty. You know what? I need some light here. We're gonna give this guy what manner of color ought this fella to be? I think I'm gonna make him a little richer than the last thing. I think I'm gonna make him a little more orangey. So these are my Prismacolor markers. I've been using these since I was, I want to say 14. I had a friend in, or maybe it was my freshman year of high school. So maybe I was 15 when I was introduced to Prismacolor markers. I had a friend named Mike Giuliano. Oh, did you ask me this before? At some point, do I do doodle requests? I get here. Let me go in order. Do I sketch it first? Yeah, I just kind of like I didn't even know what I was drawing. So I drew first. I started with a circle and then ended up drawing this ape, and I wasn't liking that drawing where that drawing was going. So I might erase that and draw something else in its place. Then I drew another circle and just kind of like winged it from there. Usually, I just kind of draw whatever falls out of my wrist. Lately, I'm a little rustier. I keep having false starts, but for a long time, I was able to just throw something down. Do I do doodle requests? I haven't, and I get kind of nervous about it. Not so much doodle requests, but when I think of things like commissions and stuff like that, I get real nervous about it. I don't know why. I guess because I'm new to broadcasting my art. I've been doing it I've been broadcasting for about a year, maybe a year and a half now. But definitely not straight to ink. I could try doing straight to ink one of these days. If you ask for an opossum, ask for a possum having a spa day, would I draw it? I would prefer to plan it out. Like maybe I'll plan on doing that tomorrow. How about that? I can give it a shot. Because I try to be on here every day, more or less, as much as I can. So I do try to do something every day. So maybe I will. I'll try and do a possum having a spa day tomorrow. Where does that by the way, where does that idea come from? Is that it's so specific? This group seems to be possum very possibly. You know what? I think I'm going to taper it there. The orange. Keep his muzzle white-ish. You said you love possums. Oh, no pressure, of course. No worries. I will give it a whirl. It's just I'd rather plan it than just dive right in. I love possums and have been asking all my art Twitch friends to do that. Oh, okay. I wondered, you may have sent me a direct message a while ago. That sounds a little familiar to me. Am I wrong? You haven't asked me. Let's see here. So I am. Yeah, my buddy back when I lived in Streamwood, he was like, I always fancied myself an artist, but I didn't have any like art tools or anything. I just drew with chicken wire and blasting caps or something. And one day my buddy pulled out these like fancy markers and was doing these really great drawings and coloring them in. And I was like, what are those? It's like, oh, they're Prismacolor markers. I color everything with these. And I was like, I got to get me some Prismacolor markers. And I did. And I've been using them ever since. Only more effectively for the first time. When I turned 30s, I was like, when I entered my 30s, I started using them a lot more regularly and a lot more effectively than I ever did when I was in my teens or 20s. Because I started taking my art a little more seriously, I think. You said, let's see, Spirit Wolf didn't catch enough streams, but yeah, do it. Do this in your style while we're at it. That said, I tend to do art for people for free if I choose to, but if someone specifically asks me, then it can feel like work. Markers are dope. Yeah, I just got my first little set of, what do you call them? The Copic markers. Excuse me. My first little set of Copic markers, which I used a little bit, but I think it's such a limited range of a set of colors that I almost can't work with them, I feel like. But also, I just, maybe it's years of using these. I just kind of like the feel of these better. You said the correct paper is also important. Yeah, I found, like, somebody had gotten me a couple sketchbooks. Like, I always get these, I don't know what they are, but these black kind of alligator skin looking sketchbooks from Hobby Lobby. I don't know who makes them, but they're pretty reliably there every time I go. And somebody had gifted me a bunch of, like, I I think last year I was gifted a bunch of sketchbooks, and some of them had coarser paper, which were kind of nice for some drawings. Sometimes I think it kind of caused problems, but generally I liked the coarser paper. And then there was another paper where, like, every time I went to erase my pencils, I had to be real careful because it would tear up the ink. But I think other than that, I didn't have any issues with that. And then this stuff usually doesn't give me any issues, whatever's in these books. Let's see, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to give him these. Well, here, I'll do his nose first. This is Flagstone Red. Oh, Flagstone Red's getting burnt out. I have to update a bunch of my markers. I'm sitting on a bunch of dying ones right now. I think the important thing is it has to be something I want to draw. Yeah, like it's I gotta be able to see it in my head being appealing. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be necessarily something I'm excited about or anything, I guess. But if I can see it in my head and it's got an appeal to it, if I have trouble seeing it that way, it's probably not going to come out as good. Let's see, what am I thinking? Oatmeal. Or is that going to be too dark? I kind of like that. Well, at least do parts of it. I might go between oatmeal and cream for these antlers. And maybe something darker for the shadowy parts. You said, is it moleskin? I don't know. I'm not actually sure what moleskin is. I thought that was just a type of journal, but does that describe the paper? Like, I thought it was like a particular style of book. But I never really looked into it. I don't think it's moleskin because I don't recall seeing that word on these ever. You know what? I have an unopened, like an unused one. Let me see what it says. Somewhere around here. Oh, here it is. Hobby Lobby, $13.99. Master's Touch, which I believe is a Hobby Lobby brand. Bound sketchbook for pencil, chalk, graphite, crayon, ink, and light watercolor. Now, I've done watercolor on this, and yeah, light watercolor is how I would put it, because otherwise it kind of, the paper starts bunching together. 80 pages. So yeah, I just buy 2 of these at a time and fill them up. He said, as far as you know, moleskin is typically made with moleskin, but you may be wrong. Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was like a. I don't know what I thought, really. You might be right. let's see. So Hell Angel Vero and Spiritless Wolf. What kind of art do you guys do? I assume you guys do art. It sounds like you guys do art. So I do a bit of animation, comics, just cartoony stuff. I do some watercolor here and there. Mostly marker drawings. Ink and brush is how I've been inking my comic. So I've been using Speedball ink. And this 132, I would say this 132 ounce bottle of Speedball ink would last me a whole book, even though I started using it when my other bottle of Hobby Lobby ink ran out, like maybe about 50 pages in. So you do those poor moles. You do traditional art. Cool. I like it. Oh, so you're wrong. Okay. Looked it up. Pretty much all mediums. You do digital art and other mediums as well, but mostly digital. I always used to just draw in notebooks with mechanical pencils. I still draw with mechanical pencils, but I made a conscious effort to like start, like a few years ago, I made a conscious effort to stop drawing it in notebooks and to start inking and finishing my drawings, because it just seemed like I have this huge collection of notebooks that I've saved since like middle school, and it's like all this artwork is kind of like wasted almost, because it's way less presentable than the stuff I'm doing here, just for the sake of having lines through it and being like smeary pencil drawings, you know. So it's like, I'm gonna start about 4 years ago now, maybe 5 years ago. I started buying sketchbooks and inking. I was always afraid to ink a lot of my drawings, was part of it. So I started making an effort to just ink and color all my drawings and post them on social media to kind of keep me honest. And I was trying to do something every day when I started. I mean, I still try to do something every day, but I did it pretty reliably for like a year and a half, I think. And it really helped me be a more productive artist, a more diligent artist. So can make these colors a little more harmonious. Can unify it a little bit. And let me get a. You said, if I'm curious, I can find you on Instagram with the same name. Here, I'm gonna write you down. Hell Angel Vero, HELLAN. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. I'm spelling it out like it. I can't pull it up, and I'm writing it down. Okay, I will check you out. Said the main pro you found with digital for me is color choices. Yeah. Yeah, my art is on Insta too, but with art after Spiritless Wolf. Okay, I'm going to write that down too. Spiritless Wolf art. I will check it out. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, I've got time. Yeah, I did. I always. That's what I was starting to say. So I always drew like pencil drawings. I would make comics and other projects, and I would kind of never finish them. I once made a like a 2-page comic about me and all my friends, and I colored that, and it looked kind of beautiful to me at the time. I don't know whatever happened to it. I might have it in a box somewhere still. But then when I got into college, when I was going to art school for animation, here in Illinois, which has no real animation jobs as far as I could ever tell, I started doing digital art. I started using Clip Studio Paint to draw everything. Oh, it was called Manga Studio back then. Actually, that's still the version I have. I don't know. I almost don't know why Clip Studio Paint jumped out of my mouth. But I started doing everything in that because I loved their gradient tool, and I would color everything with gradients, and not. I don't think in a gaudy way, because it's easy to get gaudy with gradients. But I felt like I could use the gradient tool to great effect in Manga Studio, and I loved coloring stuff in that. And I got so used to doing digital that it seemed like I was like kind of incapable of doing traditional art as well. And then when I decided I wanted to do my comic, my Bonehead comic, I wanted to learn ink and brush. So I started practicing doing traditional art again. And I started practicing working with a brush, which I had never done before. And I started, and for this comic, for I'd say 90% of this comic, 100% of this comic, I've been using these Winsor & Newton Series 7 Sable Kolinsky brushes that I've gotten off Amazon. They're about $24 a brush. I mostly use size 2 and size 3. But so I started learning that. I started practicing watercolors, and I would do it all. I started practicing on index cards, which is something I got from this artist, Doug Tenaple. And it was just like I would throw down a little drawing, and then, or like a bunch of little drawings on a bunch of index cards, and then I would just like bang out a bunch of index cards, and it was kind of like a quick way to get practice. You said color choices with traditional make it expensive. That's true. Australian or American dollars? Yeah, these markers, I'll say, I spent. Are you guys from Australia? I wonder. I have another viewer from Australia, Crimson Vale. I just call her Crimson. Oh, okay. These markers cost, like, I was getting them at Hobby Lobby for years, and I would go in and I'd buy like 7 at a time or something like that, and they were like $7 a piece. And then I started buying them at dickblick.com, where they were like, if you bought 12 at a time, they were like $2.50 a piece. I think now they're more like $3.50 a piece, but still, it's half of what you can get them for at the store. You're from the UK. and you're from Israel. That's really cool. My roommates just went to Israel. So my buddy Tyler, his fiance Lindsay, both live with me. They went out to Israel last summer for a wedding, and man, I was jealous. I just know they're very different. Oh, okay. I'm in the land of the pound. I'm in like just about the middle of the United States. I'm in here in Illinois. Let's see, what else do I got to do here? I think, where's my cloud blue? I have 3 cloud blues here actually, and one of them is better than the others. I don't know why I don't just throw 2 of them out at this point. Yeah, I don't think that one's the one. This one looks fresh. There it is. We let's see, where is it? What? It says, what currency do you use? Israel is meh. I want to leave. This country's going down the drain lately. You know, when my roommates were out there, it was like their last day in Israel, and there was first they found out that there was like a terrorist like going through their town. I think it was like about 30 blocks away from where they were, was going through their town and just like shooting people up. They caught him, but it was like as the night was winding down, they're back at their hotel, and then a fire. Their hotel caught fire, and it was put out eventually. But it was like such a nerve-wracking day for them. Like they had to evacuate the building and like watch this fire get put out, and it was just a nerve-wracking day. I was like, well, at least it happened on your last day. Like, can you imagine if that happened on your first day there? And they were like, yeah, there were people in the hotel that they were talking to, like when they were out of the building because of the fire. They're like, and I think it was during what's the thing? I guess it's in the summer, Ramadan or something, and that I guess things can get particularly crazy then. I think it's Ramadan. I might be mixing it up with something else, but I think it was Ramadan. And I guess there were people in their hotel that were like, it's our first day, or are we going to make it through this trip? I like using this cloud blue for shadows. Though some colors it doesn't work as well. It kind of like lightens the color instead of making a shadow. You said new Israeli shekels. This we just say shekels. Just a regular Tuesday. Peeps getting hangry. Yeah. My name is actually from Hebrew, Naomi. I like that name. Okay, I think I'm gonna do. No, not that. I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Clay Rose. Clay Rose. Ever heard of it? Clay Rose, where are you, Clay Rose? My markers are all disheveled. Here it is. It's kind of similar to this flagstone red. Almost imperceptibly similar in this case. Shekel is an interesting word to me. That's like it almost sounds like it'd be good for comedy. Like it's got that, that K sound. I don't know. Shekel. I'm going to give him some, let's see if 40 gray is doing it for me. Bushy gray eyebrows. And then there's white left over, poking through. I think I'm going to throw another color on his fur in a minute. Oh, let me kind of put some pink in his eyes. It's not much of a pink, actually. This is what? Ballet Pink Light. Decor pink, I'm not going to do that. Deco pink. This is regular ballet pink. It's not much better. Try the other end in case. All right, Deco pink. Let's see what you got. I'm gonna. You're in. That said, languages in different countries usually do sound interesting just because it's not what you're used to. Imagine that English seems weird to other countries that don't speak English. Maybe not so much, though, because English is like the universal language. Yeah, it seems like there's... Yeah, I feel like everybody's comfortable with English, but... Yeah, I tried learning Spanish in high school, and I did okay my first semester. My second semester, I kind of did terribly, but there's enough Spanish going around where I live there that I have a working understanding of it, and I can kind of fake it. I was told in middle school by a friend of mine that I speak it and read it very well, but I'm not gonna embarrass myself by proving myself wrong right now. And then I tried to teach myself French after high school at some point, but that didn't last very long. Hebrew is a rough sounding language, and Arabic is pukey sounding, lots of throat noises. Yeah, that doesn't sound nice. French seems posh. Fancy French people. I'm always hearing celebrities talk about how they're just trying to get along in France when they visit. They're just trying to fly under the radar with French people, and the French people are just they can't get around the French people just being ridiculous. I can be easily offended too. Well, I'm not really easily offended, but I can easily feel like someone's got a problem with me. I shouldn't say I'm easily offended, because I would not say I'm easily offended, but I'm a people pleaser too. I easily feel bad if I think someone doesn't like me, especially when I'm trying to get them to like me. Okay, fuzzball. Said, I've heard French people often don't want to learn English. I mean, once me and my mom went to a shop in France, they spoke 6 languages and not English, really. I think there's like an attitude of like, they're not going to, like, English speaking people aren't going to make an effort to learn English, so why am I going to go out of my way to cater to them? I think is part of that attitude that English speaking people experience with French people that I was talking about. But it's like, I don't know. Some of the things I've heard is like they're trying to speak French to them, and they are just non-reciprocal with the attempt at courtesy. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I've never really dealt with that myself. I like how this muted turquoise is contrasting with the orange. And I think that is going to be the drawing for today. They're pretty snobby about it. My dad once accidentally said, "You say enfant instead of de enfant." I think I'm saying that right. I'm butchering French. When the person at the Haribo factory asked how many children, what does the other one mean? Oh, gotcha. So 12 instead of 2. That's funny. So here's my monstrosity for the day, and that'll go up on my Twitter, my Instagram. I'll put it up in the Discord like I do. So yeah, and if you're looking to find me anywhere else, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and I put a link tree in the description after the broadcast ends, because you guys are on Twitch. After the broadcast ends, I paste the description, or the link to all my stuff. Yeah, in the description. It was nice to meet you two. Thanks a lot for checking me out, and I will check you out. I've got your names written down here, so I'm watching you. I'll be back tomorrow oh yeah, I'm free like all day tomorrow and the next day, which is exciting. Though I got to get ready for Thanksgiving here in the States, which is Thursday, so I got to do some shopping. And but I'll be here prepping some of the last 5 pages of Bonehead over the next 2 days, and maybe hopefully I'll ink a page. I should be able to ink a page within those 2 days at some point. You said, have a good night. Thank you very much. Yeah, you don't do Thanksgiving. Sounds a lot like Christmas, though. It kind of is. No presents, but it's otherwise it's the best part of Christmas, the big family meal, or New Year's. I'd say more like Christmas, but yeah, you get the idea. It's just have your family over kind of stuff. Anyway, it's good to meet you guys. Take care. I'll be back tomorrow, and some word of advice. I always try to do this like spontaneous advice thing, and now I'm drawing a blank. Uh, if a if I got nothing. I got nothing, everybody. Goodbye. You're left adviceless. Love you.